Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today as we honor our veterans of this great city of Rowlett, Texas. You being here today is very, very special to our veterans. And with that, I say, let's give yourselves a nice round of applause just for being here and recognizing our veterans. Mayor Gattel, elected officials, dignitaries, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our veterans. I'm deeply humbled and honored to be here today and would like to give a special thank you to the City of Rowlett for giving me the opportunity to participate in today's ceremony as we take time to recognize and honor the contribution of the men and women who have chosen to serve our nation in uniform. The act of donning a uniform to serve our nation is an honor, a privilege, and deeply symbolic. It is the selfless act of ordinary men and women across our nation who have accepted the call to defend our nation, the land of the free and the home of the brave. We pause to honor our veterans today, but let us not forget that many of our service members are serving around the world in this era of constant conflict, many of whom are in harm's way, serving as trainers, advisors, and mentors in defense of the freedoms we hold so dearly here at home. Let us also not forget the families of our service members for their many sacrifices, many of whom have had to celebrate special dates, events, and holidays without their loved ones. At times, that is the single most difficult challenge for a veteran. Many will tell you that sometimes it's easier to face the enemy than to leave their loved ones behind. However, all of them will tell you that the bond that they share as band of brothers is rooted in three words: duty, honor, and country. The strength of our communities can be seen every day in the selfless sacrifices of our service members and their family members. I stand before you as an immigrant of Jamaica, a proud citizen of our great nation, and a veteran with 20 years of honorable military service in the Army Signal Corps, none of which could have been possible if it wasn't for those veterans who answered the call to duty, honor, and country before me. I'm reminded of a quote by General Douglas MacArthur: "No man is entitled to the blessings of freedom unless he be vigilant in preservation." End quote. Our freedoms have been secured by ordinary folks who have decided to do extraordinary things. We should never forget the sacrifices of those who came and went before us. So please join me in a round of applause as we honor those veterans who have come and gone before us. So I have a question for you. What does Veterans Day mean to you? Do you only honor veterans on one day a year? Or do you truly honor our veterans by living by the veterans' examples of service to others? It is important for us to never forget that we are blessed to have the privilege to live in our communities, where we enjoy liberty and justice for all, because of the courage and sacrifice of veterans who have served before us. We should never take freedom we enjoy today for granted. It has been paid for throughout the 240 years of our nation's history, from the Revolutionary War to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, where ordinary men and women have answered our nation's call to defend our freedoms. We should continue to remember and honor our veterans and share their courage and willing sacrifices with our youth, whose time to serve our great nation is yet to come. It should be noted that every member of our armed forces today is filled with volunteers. They eagerly volunteer to serve because they have a servant heart. So I go back to my original question. What does Veterans Day mean to you? I would like to leave you with the challenge today I would like each of you to get to know a veteran. Find out why they answer the call to serve. Share their stories with your friends, your families, your neighbors, and especially our youth. Remind them that the price of freedom is not free. Let them know that these veterans are real heroes. I had a gentleman who was trying to explain to his 5-year-old son what today's day really means. And he said he was struggling trying to explain to his son. And he said to him, "Son, do you know those Power Rangers that you play with today? They come to life and take care of the bad guys." He said, "That's what those veterans are." So get to know a veteran and share with our youth that we have real life Power Rangers walking around amongst us, especially here in the city of Rowlett. I met a few this morning, Todd, Paul, Bill, and Don Cosmo, a few of our heroes that are walking amongst us. This is just one small step we can take to honor our veterans. John F. Kennedy once said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." We should have a heart of a service for our country. It might not be in the armed services, but it should be in our community, in our schools, and in our families. And I'd like to have you think about all of the support organizations that have supported our veterans over the years, especially our Red Cross. And if you've served in any one of the support organizations, Red Cross or anything like that, would you stand and let us give you a nice round of applause, because you are truly a servant of our veterans. Our veterans will never ask you for thanks or praise. They consider their service to our country to be an honor. That is why I'm asking every single one of you to reach out to a veteran and say thanks for your service and sacrifice to our country. May God continue to bless our nation and our men and women who serve. Happy Veterans Day.